reading some of the details of his itinerary. Let's talk about this international reportage of Barack Obama's visit. It doesn't seem to be very positive, and Kenyans are taking great issue, and once again, Kenyans on Twitter have rallied together to tell CNN off. What are your thoughts about how this is being reported in international media, and this particular issue with CNN yet again?
First, Kenya and the entire continent has never quite easily received positive reporting by the Western media or international media. Most of the time, it's always negative. And it would have been quite surprising if at all the Western media would have been quite enthusiastic, embracing, and positive about the visit of the United States President. More than that, you may recall that about a month and a half ago, a U.S. professor wrote a very significant and weighty article advising the President of the U.S. not to come to Kenya for all those reasons. And I think on the part of CNN, looking at how it was reporting last night, and terming Kenya as the hotbed of terrorism, I think that is, a very unfortunate, labeling, situation by the CNN. And even if, it is uncomfortable, and even if it wants to illuminate the threats of terrorism in the region and in Africa, and especially the challenges in Kenya, I think that was a bit too harsh a judgment, because
right,
when
okay. Javas, yes. I just want to interrupt a little bit, because they say media is a reflection of society, and definitely yes, they're speaking to the local audience in the United States. Do yes, you think this could be a reflection of the apprehension that United States residents have with their president coming to this part of the country? Do you think then that is a widely held view in America about Kenya and this part of the world and the terror threat that is ongoing?
One, it is a mirror effect. Because of this, you may recall that just recently there was a travel advisory issued against the American citizens, and this just enhances that. And secondly, you know very well that even with the entry of President Obama into the White House, present Republican contestant Donald Trump had raised allegations that even President Obama was not born in the United States, and all these issues which are at play in the United States politics. I think all these are contributor factors, to all this labeling and profiling, and knowing very well that terrorism is not a Kenyan issue, it's not an African issue, it is a global challenge, it's a global issue. And that's why I think it is unfortunate, and an unfortunate situation of profiling on the part of CNN to term Kenya as the hotbed of terrorism, even far much more than even Somalia, for instance. So I think the backlash that is evident on social media by Kenyans against CNN, I think it's fitting, because it is a condemnation of Kenya, and yet you can see that Kenya itself took the initiative to go into Somalia right, in a fight against terrorism.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Javas Bigambo, for your insights into this. Please do be available for us right here on KTN News. We will be using you a lot more for insight and analysis, even as President Barack Obama comes in. Thank you for joining us from our INM studios.